Architecture is a huge world of different cultures and traditions coming together in the form of buildings. Throughout the years, architectural styles have developed and have been enhanced with the help of new technologies present in the 21st century. These architecture styles are grouped depending on their characteristics, forms, method of construction, building materials, and location. This is our topic in this video. We will show you the different architectural styles that are very popular in the world. Before this, do not forget to subscribe and like the video to receive all new. Let's get started. Before starting to mention the architectural styles, we must ask an important question. What is the meaning of architectural style? An architecture style is a collection of external influences that shape the materiality, method of construction, and form of a building, helping it to be identified and characterized in both historical and design terms. Most architecture styles develop, and in a lot of cases become superseded over time, as changing fashions, technology, religions, beliefs, and materials advance, creating new opportunities and evolving new styles. For this reason, most styles follow and can be classified in a chronological order. A style can change and adapt at any time, and is often present at the same time as several others, in both a national and global sense. But it is not limited to just one place or region, and can spread from its origin to the opposite side of the world, if it is picked up by the right person. This then often results in its development and transformation into the new or adjusted style to follow. Now we start by explaining the architectural styles. Buildings first evolved as early civilizations developed, often independently, in scattered locations around the globe, from a need for shelter, security, places for worship, places for congregation, etc. Using the available materials, space, and skills gave rise to a very mixed architecture style that was often a combination of timber cut from local forests and stone hewn from local rocks. It was through the maintenance and personalization of these early structures that decoration was introduced, and they became more than purely functional shelters. As cultures developed and knowledge was formalized, the process of building became a craft and vernacular architecture emerged. Neolithic architecture emerged between 10,000 and 2000 before Christ and included not just housing for shelter, but also tombs, religious buildings, symbolic structures, and monuments such as megaliths. Some of these structures were very elaborate. Building materials included mud brick, skins, textiles, wattle and daub, stone and timber. The word Mesopotamia refers to the region of the Tigris-Euphrates river system. Mesopotamia civilization, it encompasses a number of cultures. During this period, complex systems of urban planning were developed, along with building styles typified by the courtyard house and ziggurats, massive stepped pyramids built as part of temple complexes. Spanning over 3,000 years, ancient Egypt was not one stable civilization, but in constant change and upheaval, commonly split into periods by historians. Likewise, ancient Egyptian architecture is not one style, but a set of styles differing over time but with some commonalities. The ancient Egyptians developed great architectural monuments, the most famous being the Great Pyramid and the Great Sphinx of Giza. Due to Egypt's location, buildings and monuments were predominantly constructed using hardened mud bricks and limestone, as a result of there being a scarcity of wood. The Greeks developed civic as well as religious ideals. Greek architecture, dating from about 900 before Christ to 1st century, was notable not just for temples, but for a diverse range of public buildings. Ranging from open-air theaters and public squares to public monuments. Architectural design adopted highly formalized decorative and structural characteristics, with a clear evolution of architectural style through 3 defined orders: Doric, Ionic, and Corinthian. Roman architecture, emerging around 300 before Christ, adopted some of the characteristics of ancient Greek architecture, with a similar emphasis on civic buildings. However, Roman architecture developed important structural elements such as arches, vaulted ceilings, and domes, and included extensive use of concrete. Roman architecture was renowned for its vast range of iconic building types, such as temples, baths, villas, amphitheaters, palaces, and circuses, as well as unprecedented civil engineering projects such as bridges, aqueducts, and roads. Byzantine architecture was a continuation of Roman architecture, but with influences from the Near East. Buildings increased in geometric complexity, the classical orders were used more freely, and the Greek cross plan was adopted in church architecture, which often included complex dome structures supported by massive piers. Ancient American architecture was renowned for its public and ceremonial buildings and for its monuments. The pyramids of ancient America are the largest outside of ancient Egypt, whilst Incan engineering was known for its terracing and stone masonry. Cliff and earthen mound building was common, whilst tented structures provided shelter for more nomadic peoples. The Iranian architecture, or Islamic Persian style, draw on hundreds of years of architectural development from various civilizations of the Iranian plateau. The post-Islamic architecture of Iran, in turn, draws ideas from its pre-Islamic predecessor, and has geometrical and repetitive forms, as well as surfaces that are richly decorated with glazed tiles, carved stucco, patterned brickwork, floral motifs, and calligraphy. Indian architecture was very diverse, reflecting the complex history of the region. Known for its temples, palaces, forts, and iconic Indian rock-cut architecture. Much early Indian architecture was in wood, which has not survived. Instead, the earliest survivals are from the many sites with Indian rock-cut architecture, most Buddhist, but some Hindu and Jain. Eastern Asian architecture encompassed the architecture of China, Korea, Japan, and Taiwan. It was typified by buildings in which the horizontal axis was emphasized, with wide, heavy platforms and large floating roofs. Early Islamic architecture was influenced by Roman, Byzantine, Iranian, and Mesopotamian architecture. Further east, it was also influenced by Chinese and Indian architecture as Islam spread to Southeast Asia. Later, it developed distinct characteristics in the form of buildings and in the decoration of surfaces with Islamic calligraphy, arabesques, and geometric motifs. New architectural elements like minarets, macaronis, and multifoil arches were invented. These were the majority of civilizations whose architectural style influenced the history of architecture and left a mark on it. And we'll also touch on each style and expand on it in the coming videos. This was the first part of the Architectural Styles series. Be waiting for us with other parts. Until then, don't forget to subscribe and like the video, so it encourages us to provide more. Thanks for watching. See you again.